Good morning, BIS Hanoi. It's lovely to speak to you today in today's assembly. We've got years 7, 8, 9, 10 and 12 all on the line today. And what a week it's been. It's been a really challenging week, hasn't it? COVID-19 again has raised its head in Vietnam, but we can be confident, I think, that the Vietnamese authorities will keep us all safe and very soon things will return to normal. And that's the theme of today's assembly, the power of optimism, looking forward to a better future. And after the week we've had, I think looking forward to a better future is an ideal theme for today's assembly. So optimism. This is a really important part of my being. Optimism is hugely important to me. It's almost what I would call a core value for me personally. It's a noun. You can see the definition there: hopefulness and confidence about the future or the successful outcome of something. And there's an example: the talks had been amicable and there were grounds for optimism. So that's what optimism means. There's also something called blind optimism, and you can see this blindfolded lady here. She's in the dark. She doesn't really know where she's going. And blind optimism means to be optimistic without any real reason. Now, I'm talking to you today about optimism, not blind optimism. Blind optimism is not something positive, and it's not something that we really have any control over. But optimistic behavior, I do believe we have some control over, and I want to share with you why I think that. Here we have a semi-final from Wednesday night, the Champions League semi-final. Chelsea Football Club versus Real Madrid Football Club. Two huge clubs competing to become finalists in probably the biggest football tournament in the world. And both teams would have entered that semi-final optimistic that they would reach the final. Of course, only one team could reach it. And in the end, and I don't mean to spoil the result for you if you don't already know, but Chelsea was successful and they've progressed to the final. Now, when I was preparing this assembly, it was before the semi-final had taken place. And I was really interested in the story of Real Madrid because Real Madrid have not been successful over the past year. But they've continued to work really, really hard, and they've managed to get themselves into a winning position. And they were almost in the final of the Champions League. Of course, they lost to Chelsea, but they're still in it with a chance of winning La Liga in Spain. And this is what Zidane said about his season. When it was put to him that what Madrid had achieved was a miracle, he said, "This is no miracle. There are a lot of people who work very hard here. We're still here in the fight, and it's not easy what we're doing. I won't say we're going to win it, but it can be done, and we will do everything we can. I can guarantee you that." Now, going into the semi-finals, Zidane was optimistic that he could win that. And he was optimistic not for any blind reasons, but because he had seen all of the hard work that he himself and his teammates and everyone involved in the club had put into their season. And it's that hard work that gives him optimism. So should he be pessimistic about the future? Should he be worried that in the future he'll never win a game again because of what happened against Chelsea? Of course not. Chelsea are a good example. Chelsea also had difficulties before the semi-final. Earlier on in the season in the English League, they were languishing in mid-table and they had to sack their manager. And then in came a new manager, and suddenly they're now in the final of a Champions League. So there's evidence, if Zidane wants to look at it, of optimism in the success of this opponent, Chelsea. Now, optimism is a powerful tool for dealing with the future and change. Why is that? Well, the future can be really scary. Look at this man. He's thinking about the future and it's keeping him awake at night. And if we just think about our own futures, you know, what's going to happen in the school year next year? Well, for some of you, you'll be doing new subjects. I'm thinking particularly about the year 9s into 10s and the year 10s, maybe taking on new subjects. New teachers, new exams, new students arriving at the school. That always happens at BIS. Some of you will be leaving BIS and going to new schools, and that can be a frightening future. New experiences, new relationships. These are all changes that we're all going to go through over the next few months. But we can be optimistic, we can be positive about what those experiences and what those relationships are going to be like. If you want to feel optimistic, take action. Never let what you can't do interfere with what you can do. And that's something that we do need to think about. When we're faced with changes, when we're faced with an uncertain future, we can become paralyzed and freeze and not do anything at all. But actually, if we take action, if we begin to do the things that we're good at, that builds our confidence, and it's doing those things that we're good at over and over again that gives us confidence that we'll be successful in the future. And if we think back to Zidane, that's what he was referring to, the football manager. The training that his teams do week in, week out gives them confidence that they can win football matches in the future. So optimism helps us feel confident about the future when it's grounded in positive past experiences and when it is grounded in perseverance and hard work. So why can we be positive about COVID-19, for example? Well, we can be positive about COVID-19 because if we look at when we've had outbreaks in the past in Vietnam, the Vietnam authorities have taken responsible action, and that has resulted in controlling the situation, and life has very much gone back to normal. So I think we can be really positive based on that example of past experience, but there's lots of other examples as well. I also mentioned about future changes at BIS Hanoi. There will be changes next year. Some of your teachers will leave, some of your friends will leave, but equally new teachers will come in and new students will join who you can become friends with. And we know from past experience that that is generally a very positive thing at BIS Hanoi. At one point, every one of your teachers was new to BIS Hanoi. At one point, every one of your friends was new to BIS Hanoi. And look at how positive your experience has been of those teachers and those friends. So we can be optimistic about the future at BIS Hanoi. And we've been doing a lot of hard work between since September right to now to make sure we recruit the very best teachers to teach you next year. So I'm going to leave you with a challenge at the end of today's assembly, and I want you to look carefully at our core values of integrity, respect, care, inquiry, reflection and perseverance, and I'm going to ask you which of our core values is optimism closely linked with. Now, there's no right answer to this. You might decide that it's linked to all of our core values, or you may decide that it's only linked to one of our core values. But that's the challenge for you to think about today. So it's the end of today's assembly. I know you've got a day ahead of online learning, and I hope you look forward to that. It's been lovely to have the opportunity to talk to you today, and I really want you to stay optimistic about the future, but I also want to make sure that you do the hard work, which is what your optimism should be grounded in. All right, thank you for listening and have a lovely weekend. Stay safe, everyone.